George Bernard Shaw, an iconic playwright, critic, and polemicist, remains an influential figure in literature and social commentary. Renowned for his wit, intelligence, and sharp observations, Shaw's works continue to resonate across generations. His plays, essays, and quotes reflect an incisive understanding of human nature and society, offering timeless insights that challenge and inspire. Quotes, "Beware of false knowledge. It is more dangerous than ignorance." Both optimists and pessimists contribute to society. The optimist invents the aeroplane, the pessimist the parachute. The longer I live, the more convinced am I that this planet is used by other planets as a lunatic asylum. I believe in the discipline of silence and could talk for hours about it. The more I see of the moneyed classes, the more I understand the guillotine. When a thing is funny, search it carefully for a hidden truth. The trouble with her is that she lacks the power of conversation, but not the power of speech. The liar's punishment is not in the least that he is not believed, but that he cannot believe anyone else. Doing what needs to be done may not make you happy, but it will make you great. The worst sin toward our fellow creatures is not to hate them, but to be indifferent to them. That's the essence of inhumanity. Better keep yourself clean and bright. You are the window through which you must see the world. Alcohol is the anesthesia by which we endure the operation of life. Our prejudices are so deeply rooted that we never think of them as prejudices, but call them common sense. It is not enough to know what is good. You must be able to do it. Patriotism is your conviction that this country is superior to all others because you were born in it. Newspaper, a device unable to distinguish between a bicycle accident and the collapse of civilization. The possibilities are numerous once we decide to act and not react. The only person who acts sensibly is my tailor. He takes my measure anew every time he sees me. Everyone else goes by their old measurements. Success does not consist in never making mistakes, but in never making the same one a second time. Discussing vaccination with a doctor is like discussing vegetarianism with a butcher. The only way to avoid being miserable is not to have enough leisure to wonder whether you are happy or not. People become attached to their burdens, sometimes more than the burdens are attached to them. Life is a first draft, with no rewrite. He knows nothing and thinks he knows everything. That points clearly to a political career. Choose silence of all virtues, for by it you hear other men's imperfections, and conceal your own. Most people do not pray, they only beg. Our lives are shaped not as much by our experiences as by our expectations. Old men are dangerous. It doesn't matter to them what is going to happen to the world. The truth is the one thing that nobody will believe. The only time my education was interrupted was when I was in school. The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. Liberty means responsibility. That is why most men dread it. The person I miss most is the one I could have been. Those who can't change their minds can't change anything. Silence is the most perfect expression of scorn. Take care to get what you like, or you will be forced to like what you get. The things most people want to know about are usually none of their business. Beware of the man who does not return your blow. He neither forgives you nor allows you to forgive yourself. The secret to success is to offend the greatest number of people. You use a glass mirror to see your face. You use works of art to see your soul. We are made wise not by the recollection of our past, but by the responsibility for our future. Some people look at the world and say, why? Some people look at the world and say, why not? Don't wait for the right opportunity. Create it. If at age 20 you are not a communist, then you have no heart. If at age 30 you are not a capitalist, then you have no brains. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. I learned long ago never to wrestle with a pig. You get dirty, and besides, the pig likes it. A government that robs Peter to pay Paul can always depend on the support of Paul. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. Write your sad times in sand. Write your good times in stone. People who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those who are doing it. Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. Experience fails to teach where there is no desire to learn. A cigarette is a pinch of tobacco rolled in paper with fire at one end and a fool at the other. Now that we have learned to fly the air like birds, swim underwater like fish, we lack one thing: to learn to live on Earth as human beings. A socialist is somebody who doesn't have anything and is ready to divide it up equally among everybody. War does not decide who is right, but who is left. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man. George Bernard Shaw's legacy endures through his thought-provoking quotes and works that ignite introspection and contemplation. His eloquent articulation and bold ideas continue to spark conversations and debates on various aspects of life and culture, encouraging us to question, evolve, and envision a more profound understanding of the world. As we bid adieu, Shaw's words linger, urging us to delve deeper into the complexities of existence and remain ever curious about the human experience.